Hi everybody, this is Wes with Pikes Peak Trades giving you my general stock market update. Lots more indices, ETFs, and individual stocks in this update for the week ending January 22nd, 2021. And I think we have an exciting week coming up, the kickoff of big tech earnings. You're going to see that my projection for the week might be surprising to you. I am very, very short-term bearish. I think I see the possibility for some downside movement Monday into Tuesday. I think that might actually add the fuel, get out the fluff, maybe put a little bit of indecision in before these names report. That's when I think we get the big upside move. I want to talk first about my thesis for that, and it's got to begin with small caps and financials. So I think that they are leading this downside move. We see perhaps here an exhaustion candle. It's not a hanging man, but it does look a little bit overextended. And if I take you through IWM here into its other views, I think we've got an argument to be made that we could possibly be seeing an ABC down. So although that daily candle is nothing to be concerned about, I think we saw potentially a kind of a B-wave suckers bounce at the end of the day Friday. And you're going to see that across a lot of other charts that I'm going to have you look at. Now, of course, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong quickly, because if this all-time high gets taken out, we're probably moving aggressively up. You'll see that in SPX and QQQ as well. But I think we could see a fairly surprising move here to the downside. It won't be as deep in SPX and QQQ because of those big names that are reporting. Let me show you XLF, even weaker. So some rolling over all the way down to support here at the 21-day EMA. Now again, this could just be a degree 4 that's not a minor degree. It could be a minute degree, and we're still looking for upside resolution. But what I think we've seen is continuation to the downside after a B-wave bounce that actually occurred on Thursday. So financials have been leading lower. That's my projection here. Let me take you through what that would look like now in SPX and QQQ. So here, an indecisive daily doji, still extended quite far above both its weekly and daily 8-day EMA. And this is the move down. I'm calling it a minute degree. I actually think the deeper projections here are very unlikely. So could we move down and, like we did in XLF, test that 21-day EMA a lot like this January 15th and January 4th move? That's what I think we're going to see, but I do think it would be bought quickly in anticipation of those earnings that could eventually get us strongly into the 3900s. Now again, if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong quickly. So on the short term, let me show you what that would look like if I'm wrong. What we've seen this week has been a 1, 2, 3, 4 that finished Friday, and then that's going to move us up right away if we're enthusiastic all week. It's possible, but here again, just like IWM, I think that B-wave suckers move. Did it get people excited for the week, and then is there going to be a rug pull? I think that most possibly unexpected position in a contrarian way could be what we see. Now, did I play this aggressively short? No. I did hedge. I did want to make sure that I had some SPY puts. I bought some TZA. When I show you in tech, I did take some flyers and puts on some individual names. Let's just look for cues on the short term. So on the short term, I don't think any pullback's going to be big in tech because of the anticipation of the reports, but I do think we can get an ABC down. Much more shallow. Certainly if 319.39 breaks, I've got to consider possibly a revised count. That might even put in this count on the table, although I think the only way that happens is if the earnings reports bomb. I think low probability at this point. Now, I do want to jump back to the weekly time frame for some of the individual tech names. And what I want to show you just in quick fly through, look at the level of decision that we're at. This level on Apple, right in the 137 to 139 range. This is the decisive week. This is going to decide whether we get the big moves up or whether we're not ready yet. So look at Amazon. Amazon testing this upper resistance line. Microsoft on the weekly testing this horizontal pivot. In my experience of watching these moves, breakouts from horizontal pivots are more important than diagonal rails and lines. We're right at that level. Okay, so what is it in this space that's causing me to be a little bit short-term bearish? Let me now get you into Apple, into the daily. So here into the daily on Apple, what about the need for a cup and handle? Possibility? Into the short term. Now into the short term is really, I think, where some decision making could be made. Rail resistance, far extension from MAs, right at a fib. This is the move that I'm looking for. Something not too deep, but it's going to put a little bit of indecision before Apple's Wednesday earnings. So what would it look like on Amazon? On Amazon, I think we need a gap fill. Amazon is just a gap filling beast. I don't think this $50 gap fills. I do think the gap into Thursday fills. So that's my projection with a little bit of A, sideways B into a C down. And it probably doesn't go much lower than this low here, maybe 1350 to 1360. What would that look like in Microsoft? Well, Microsoft may have already started that. Now, could that flag already be done? Yes. We got to leave that possibility that we actually get an enthusiastic week all week. It's there. But I think we could use a little bit more flagging action there in Microsoft. And if I show you that back again into the daily, you're going to see that that would look like a little bit of cup and handle. Maybe we see it Monday, maybe Monday and Tuesday, kind of a concerning shooting star daily candle. So that was what I was looking at end of the week. So some other reasons in the big tech space, I'm slightly bearish early in the week. Facebook's huge extension, little bit of a shooting star candle. This is one I took a chance on. So is the overextension going to lead into a pullback into its earnings Wednesday? I took a couple put contract chances. Maybe we come back and test the moving average cluster. Maybe it goes a little bit deeper. And what about GOOG? So already a shooting star candle Thursday into an indecisive doji. I think it breaks down. And to show you that on the short term here in GOOG, I think we've got an A, a consolidated choppy B, and I think the C leg down into that minute 4. So that kind of shows you the perspective of what I'm looking for early in the week. My guess is not many people are projecting that. Let's see. But again, if I'm wrong, I got to be wrong fast. The stop's got to be tight. I'm not overly positioned in any way. But let's see what happens. I think there's a chance that this resolves. Now, we got to see Tesla, because Tesla, in this really drawn out, nearly 2-week consolidation, could it do something different? So could Tesla show the breakout and a back test and a bounce? It certainly could. Or could Tesla just resolve itself downward? So I'm maybe more indecisive on Tesla. Right here at the top of the range, is it going to test it again? Maybe this triangle isn't quite done, because it could be here in this last move in ABC. So we're going to see. Tesla was one I was not willing to trade either way, just because of that uncertainty of the resolution. Okay, now let me get you through a lot of other individual names with some pretty awesome setups that occurred. How about Netflix? Into its earnings, some weakness, and then the huge surprise. That kind of goes in with my thesis here. These other names could show some weakness, and then we get the big move up. I don't think Netflix is quite done pulling back. If it gets to 560, upper 550s, that's when I think you want to pull the trigger for some other moves. Okay, now I want to show you just some amazing setups that have occurred in various names. A huge breakout in TDOC. There's the weekly. Into the daily. Look at this double rail breakout, flagging consolidation, another breakout. And when I show you on the short term, you're going to see classic patterns. Classic patterns of breakout, backtest, big move, bull flag, breakout, backtest once this comes back, and then another big move. So these are patterns that you can watch for without Elliott Wave. Elliott Wave gives me some quantified retracement extension farther than I thought. I think it's overextended. Possibly we see that early week pullback. How about FSLY? How about potentially a double cup and handle? That would be pretty exciting. And how it's going to play out could be early weakness to flesh out this handle. We could see a breakout, backtest, bounce up. I'm not going to chase that because then I would anticipate the handle here. So exciting stuff. If you bought this here on FSLY, congrats. It was on my watch list. I just didn't pull the trigger. It was kind of a distracting week on the home front for me. I did not trade heavy. That's one I missed. How about Virgin Galactic? So are we seeing cup? Will we see handle? So will we see that in the form of a handle that plays itself out with a little more depth? Want to get you here into the daily. That was the weekly. If I can't get you there, we'll just get right into the short term. So what it does at this potential double topping area, this pivot area, is really important. Do we see a cup and do we see a pullback? That's kind of what I would think would happen. So I would kind of move this to out. And then maybe we're going to see more of a kind of extended back test there of this area. Back test here, I would buy. How about DraftKings? So this is significant pivot resistance. Is the pullback that I have as a minor 2 done? If not, this lower bull flag touch would be a really good buy area to play the range. If it's in, how about a breakout back test? That's where you want to buy. Don't buy the breakout. Be the second mouse, so to speak. The cheese is on the back test and bounce. That would have an amazing upside target. How about Home Depot? How about flagging action here? This is on the monthly, showing you where I think it's going to go. Into here, the daily. I don't think you want to buy that. That's significant resistance. Let me show you into the small time frame. This, like FSLY, was your buy. This is your sell. Sell at upper rail resistance. Here again is my thesis for early week weakness. That's where I want to buy to try to catch that fifth wave move. How about Disney? Look at that flagging action. Very bullish. But again, like many other names, is it done? Did we see that second rail touch? Or does it need another lower one so you can buy and play the range? Now, Nvidia. Middle of the range, indecisive. Not a place to be aggressive. But I think we see ABC, that would be a great buying area. So again, that kind of encapsulates what I'm seeing overall for early in the week. Now, I want to finish out and flesh this out A to Z here. So did we see here a nice wave 4 pullback on Alibaba? And are we going to get now the resolution up? So have we seen 1, 2, 3, 4 into here? I need to move that over. And a 5-wave move to finish before earnings. That's my call there on BABA. Okay, I want to show you Palantir. What an amazing move in Palantir. There were some big name waivers that called this out. Kudos to them. Patience was rewarded. Again, look at this flagging action. Look at the breakout back test and just an astounding move. And what I want to show you, what Elliott Wave can do here, is give you that target, a 2.0 extension of this move. What an awesome place to sell. super extended, I think we're going to see this wave 4 pullback coinciding with what I'm seeing in a lot of names. Now, finish with our Z, we'll finish with Zoom. I think for some early weakness, this is one I want to be on. I don't think Zoom's minute 2 wave is in. Might need to show you on the short term. It's a minor degree, not a minute. I think a testing move into the upper 360s, maybe even down to 360 itself, would be a fantastic place to buy. Otherwise, it's shallow in its end, and we're probably off to the races. Let me see if now that daily would show you the target. It's not going to show you here, but that target would be up around 450. So exciting setups that already have occurred, classic patterns that you can learn. You don't need Elliott wave, you just need a trained eye. You need the ability to catch horizontal pivots, bull flags, breakouts, and back tests. Let's see if my early week thesis plays out. Weakness Monday, Tuesday, indecisiveness before I think big bust out moves that are going to lead us strongly then through the rest of the quarter. So exciting to see as always, and I'll be watching right with you. Let's see what happens.